local or not, beginner, novice, or advanced, and even professional, no matter what it is you're doing, whether it's a job or any other sport, you need to learn the basics and you need to learn the pecking order.
Right.
And just because it's a beginner's place doesn't mean you just go out and take off on any wave you want and get in front of everybody and get in the way of what we call shoulder hopping or dropping in. And so it's important when you rent the board, you ask the people who are renting your board, so hey, where's the safest place to go to for beginners and what should I watch out for? What are the dangers, like what should I be looking for as far as the people that I don't want to get in the way? Most times it's easy to tell they're the better surfers or a big crazy looking guy. You want to stay away from them for sure.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with beginners. They come out with this, I don't know if it's a thought in the mind, but with kind of just a nonchalant attitude, like, oh, well, it's Waikiki Beach, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
And no matter where you go in the world, whether you go to a beach that's known for its crazy waves or its user-friendly waves here in Waikiki, you still have to know the rules, not only of the water, but whatever sport you're participating in, whether you're using a stand-up board, longboard, shortboard, bodyboard, even when you go windsurfing or toe surfing, there's still a pecking order and there's still a place where you should be and a place where you shouldn't be. And if you're in a place where you shouldn't be and somebody starts yelling at you, it's pretty obvious you shouldn't be there, but apologize.
Right.
Don't take it personal. It's not personal. You're just something that you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it happens every day, and people get frustrated with that. Just like when you're driving on the road and you run into stupid drivers or somebody who's driving recklessly. No matter where you are, people are going to be mad if you're doing what you're not supposed to do.
What would you say is the pecking order?
What you do, for myself, especially when I show up to new spots, you kind of watch. You see who's surfing the best, and most times the people who are the best in the water are at the top of the pecking order, and then it works its way down.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you see everybody going on the wave and they're going left and right and riding the wave the way it's supposed to be ridden,
right,
and you're going to go out there and go straight, well, you don't want to be either at that spot or in front of the people who are trying to go down the line, right? So if you want to go straight and you're just learning on how to surf or whatever it is, then go to the spot where you see the majority of people doing that. Of course, it's going to be the most crowded area, but that's how you have to learn, because there's safety in numbers that way. And most times those areas, especially like the canoes area, is a lot shallower. So it has its pros and its cons.
Right.
It's safer because it's shallower, so if they have to, worst case scenario, they can stand on the bottom, catch their breath, they won't have to worry about drowning. But also because it's shallower, they can fall and hit. But that's getting a scrape compared to drowning is a night and day difference.
Yeah.
I'd much rather get scratched up than obviously drown.
Right. So as far as you growing up bodyboarding here, everybody knows you for charging pipeline and massive pipeline when nobody wants to go out because it's scary, third reefing, and you kind of, all the videos I've seen of you, because that was kind of, sorry, back in the day I was a baby, but
Yeah.
I see the videos and he just comes into the waves like effortlessly. Back then, Kainoa was more doing drop knee on a bodyboard and kind of revolutionized bodyboarding and doing a lot of tricks on the bodyboards that nobody else was doing on these crazy waves, especially at Pipeline, and you're known for that, and you make it look so easy. Were you not scared at all, or?
Oh, no, like anything else, there's a learning curve.
Okay.
There's a learning, I literally
Yeah.
got the crap beat out of me before I got to the point where I was comfortable, and I still get the crap beat out of me. That's part of surfing. If you're not willing to get hurt, if you're not willing to put yourself in harm's way, you'll never get better.
Right.
You'll never progress, and you'll never get comfortable in those conditions. I'm much more comfortable in bigger waves than smaller waves, just because in bigger waves, I find your senses are more tuned in. You're more paying attention. And me, I'm a poster child for ADHD. So I need something to keep me locked in, and the fear keeps you paying attention to what's going on, and it actually keeps you safe. So everybody talks about being fearless. No, fear is very healthy because it shows you where your limits are, and if you want to push those limits, you can do so, not so much cautiously, but knowing what you're doing rather than just throwing caution to the wind and just going for it. And that's usually when you find yourself getting hurt, or other people who don't know what they're doing and they just figure, oh, I'll be okay, and they go for it. And that's usually when people get hurt.
Right.
And So fear is very healthy, but you need to turn that fear, like what happens when I do my surf lessons. A lot of people are scared to learn how to, they want to learn, they're excited to learn how to surf, but they're scared of the water, especially here in Hawaii, scared of the reef. Oh, it's shallow. Oh my gosh, is there fish here? Are there sharks here, right?
Yeah.
They have all these fears. And so I tell them, it's good to have those fears, but you have to turn that fear into excitement. And so when you turn what is considered a negative energy into a positive energy, it makes everything easier, and all that energy goes into what you're doing, and it makes what you're doing that much more fun.